Have you ever wondered if there's an absolute gold mine hiding in plain sight? In one of those boring, totally overlooked industries? Well, today, we're diving into a playbook that shows you how to take a product that nobody wants to buy, the good old fire extinguisher, and turn it into a serious moneymaker.
This quote from the source material just lays it all out there, doesn't it? It's the raw, honest truth of this business. In the customer's mind, this isn't about saving lives or being a hero. Nope. It's about checking a box. It's about compliance. And understanding that cynical starting point, well, that's the key to everything.
So, you've really got to wrap your head around this idea of a grudge purchase. Think about it. It's any product or service you absolutely hate spending money on. You see it as a tax, a total waste with zero return, right up until the moment your entire building is, literally going up in flames. That mindset changes everything.
And because people resent buying this stuff, the market that exists right now is, well, it's a mess. It's built on cutting corners. We're talking about everything from straight-up bribes to vendors who just slap a new expiry sticker on an old, useless cylinder, or businesses that just keep a sad little bucket of sand in the corner to tick a box. This is the swamp we're about to step into.
Okay, so with all that corner cutting and customers who just don't care, trying to break into this market sounds like a terrible idea, right? It seems impossible. So let's take a closer look, specifically at the fire safety industry in India, and see what's really going on.
And here's where it gets interesting. Even though nobody wants to buy this stuff, the market is massive. We're talking about a 17,000 crore rupee market. That's over $2 billion US. Now that kind of money doesn't just attract a few startups. It attracts sharks.
And trust me, the sharks are already circling. This market is dominated by huge, established players. You've got Ceasefire, who are kind of the premium top dog brand. You've got SafeX, the guys who do massive industrial volume, and Connex, the manufacturing powerhouse. These companies have a death grip on the industry.
And if you need proof of how tough it is, look no further than Decaleap Technologies. They tried to shake things up by selling smaller personal fire extinguishers for cars and homes. And they failed. Why? Because the average person would much rather spend their money on a night out than on a product for a disaster they're convinced will never happen to them.
So the market seems totally locked up, right? You've got customers who don't care and giant competitors who own the space. But then something happens. A single piece of paper, a new law, comes along and it changes the entire game. It creates a brand new market almost literally overnight.
So what was it? What on earth could possibly shake up an industry this stuck in its ways?
It was this bill right here, the Telangana Fire Service Amendment Bill. For the first time ever, this law dragged thousands of smaller commercial buildings, think small warehouses, local offices, that kind of thing, into the regulatory net. All of a sudden, you have a huge wave of new customers who are legally forced to buy that stuff.
And that legal gun to the head, that's the key that unlocks this whole opportunity. See, the genius move here isn't to try and compete with the giants selling red metal cans. The brilliant pivot is to stop selling the product and start selling the solution to this brand new, very urgent legal problem. So the strategy becomes crystal clear. Trying to compete in manufacturing? Forget it. It's a capital-heavy nightmare where you'll get absolutely crushed. But pivoting to service and auditing? Oh, now we're talking. That's the sweet spot. It's a high-margin business that the new law created just for you. And it's a space where the big guys are just too slow to compete.
I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The real money isn't in the hardware. It's in becoming the expert, the indispensable guide who helps these terrified business owners navigate the new rules. You stop being a vendor and you become a consultant who makes their legal headache go away. And because of that, your entire sales pitch has to change. You stop talking about the vague idea of safety. Nobody buys that. Instead, you start selling what the customer is actually buying: liability protection. You're selling them the peace of mind that comes from knowing they won't get hit with a massive fine or have their insurance claim denied.
All right, so we've got the opportunity, we've got the strategy. Now, how do you actually do it? Let's get into the execution. Here is a step-by-step 90-day playbook designed to grab this new market before the competition even figures out what's going on. So the core move is what we call the audit-first sales blitz. You don't walk in with a price list. You lead by offering a free fire audit. And this audit, it's really a liability mirror. It's designed to show the business owner in black and white exactly how much legal trouble they're in. From there, you flip that free audit into a long-term contract. And then you use tech like QR codes to prove you're legit and make the cheap sticker scam guys look ancient.
And that's the massive difference right there. All your competitors are squabbling over the price of a fire extinguisher. You're having a totally different conversation. You're talking about the business owner's personal legal risk and whether or not their multi-million-dollar insurance policy is even worth the paper it's printed on.
You have to get this mindset right for the closing pitch. You are not a salesperson. You are a compliance consultant. Your job isn't to sell a piece of equipment. It's to sell a subscription to compliance coverage so that client can actually sleep at night. And then, if they ever push back on the price, this is the kill shot question. It completely reframes the decision. Suddenly, it's not about saving a tiny bit of money anymore. It's about the huge personal risk of being found negligent. And honestly, it's almost impossible to say no to that.
This slide just makes the whole thing real. Month 1, you build instant credibility by hiring a retired fire official. You're buying their reputation. Month 2, you hit the streets, but you're not selling products, you're selling free safety health checks. And then month 3 is all about the lock-in, converting those free audits into long-term recurring revenue. It's a focused, repeatable plan.
Which brings us to the big takeaway here. Look, the fire extinguisher is just an example. This playbook, finding a mandatory grudge purchase, spotting a legal shift, and then pivoting from selling a product to selling a service that offers peace of mind, that can be applied almost anywhere. So the real question for you is, what boring, overlooked industry in your world is just waiting for someone to come along with a smarter solution?